Wow. So, two things we must do today.
Yes.
For me, it's a privilege. One, we have to sing that Baye thing.
Baye sing.
So you teach me what
Yes.
I have to, what to say?
Yes.
Or what to sing.
They say,
and then we do together.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. So do it now with your hands on the ears.
So say, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Okay. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Surah La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Surah La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha. La ilaha.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
Every journey begins with a dream, a challenge, a moment of courage. At AfriSalta Digital, we tell the real stories of resilience, success, and impact. We celebrate the triumphs, embrace the struggles, and inspire the future, because every voice matters. Join the movement, subscribe, like, comment, and be part of our community. Visit afrisalta.org and follow us, because your story deserves to be heard. This is AfriSalta. We aspire to inspire.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Today is a very special day for me on Ubuntu storytelling with AfriSalta. And you are one of the brothers I've met just once, and I just connected. I say, hey, I need to hear more from brother, you know. And here at AfriSalta, we are grounded with culture. We know that the African culture that we bring, it can easily get wiped away if we don't tell these stories, if we don't keep the culture, if we don't pass it on to our children. So AfriSalta is all about that. And today I welcome you to one of our major programs, which is storytelling. And this is how we also hand down this culture to generations. But it's a normal conversation that you and I are having. And why don't we start with some drumming before we... Let's see if I remember.
Yes, let's see what you got.
Huh?
You remember? Hey,
Wow.
you still got it. You still got it. You still got it. You still got it.
I usually say that, you know, even if we go so far away and we go so far away from culture and we forget, culture will always remember us.
Yes,
because culture
yes.
never forgets.
Yes.
So I'll just ask you to introduce yourself to AfriSalta, introduce yourself to all those who are watching us. Tell us where you come from, and probably you can talk a little bit about the significance of your name.
Hello, everybody. Whoever is watching, maybe in 20 years or in 30 years. My name is Ganna Baye. I'm originally from Dakar, Senegal. Dakar is the capital of Senegal. Senegal is in West Africa. Drumming is, when we go to the discussion, I will talk about it more. But like everybody in Africa, mostly, our parents are into education. I started doing the drumming more when I went to college. We'll go to the discussion after. I will tell you more about it in deep. But drumming catch me. But I didn't start drumming earlier. Yes.
Wow. So drumming is one of the key things that you do.
Yes.
Okay. I'm very interested about the drumming bit of things, because in drumming there is more than just hearing the sound. There is more than just hearing the beat. drumming used to be the way that our ancestors communicate.
Yes.
I call drums
Yes.
the original communicators.
Yes.
Because even for me, where I come from, there's a kind of way they will play the drum to tell different stories, to
Yes.
tell you, to announce something.
Yes.
You know, if somebody is dead, you hear only the sound. You say somebody
Definitely.
has died.
Yes.
If a lady is giving birth to somebody, they play the drum, you say they have
Yes.
given birth to, that is for born.
Yes. Is what I tell to my students since I teach in schools for the past 28 years.
Yeah.
I tell my students that drum is the essence of cell phone.
Yes.
I call them for them to relate.
Yeah.
I tell them those text messages you guys doing. Drumming, the essence of drumming is for communication.
Yes.
Besides the communication, you have the entertainment piece, but you have the healing piece.
Yes.
Drum heals.
That's true.
But nowadays drum is used as tool of entertainment. But still, in Africa, people use this drum to send messages.
Yeah.
There are some cryptic messages that I learned. I still use it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, even though they use drums for entertainment, there are there's a certain kind of communication. You listen to a certain music and it takes you to a certain place, you know.
Yes.
Like you can listen to the beat of a very spiritual, you can listen to the sound of a very spiritual drumming, spiritual beats, and it just puts you in that mood where you start meditating, you start reflecting.
Yes.
You can hear some like amapiano beat. You listen to it, you just want to start dancing. You can listen to jazz, and you know it just puts you in that, you know. So for me, I still consider no matter how you play it, no matter the sound, no matter what you play it for, it communicates something to the human being, and the human being cannot resist what they hear from drumming.
To add on that, like if you put a lot of drums, you put piano, you put other stuff, a toddler will walk to a drum.
You see.
And start banging.
To
show you that drum is so natural.
There's a connection.
And with the drum, just by the English way, you can see is DRUM give you the discipline, respect, unity, and music. Is what I teach the students.
I've never learned it that way.
DRUM.
Yes.
D for discipline, R for respect, U for unity, M for music.
Wow.
If you have discipline, you can do anything in life.
Yeah.
If you have respect, you respect yourself, you respect others, you respect our community, and you will get it back.
Wow.
Unity, one by one, you fall. United, we get together.
Stand.
And music is life. Music is life.
Yeah.
Yes. And to pinpoint on what you were saying, some of the beat I can play it make you wanna.
Yeah.
Some of the beat I played, it make you wanna dance.
Yeah.
Some of the beat I played, it make you sad.
You feel sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if they tell the story of, like, for example, our ancestors that did the cross, the ocean. I used to do it with somebody.
Yeah.
But I beat the drum until you see some people in the audience cry.
Yeah.
I hit the drum, like you can tell I'm putting something anger, like to show that it was hard. Yes, drum is something that is communication.
It's an original communicator, and that is very, very interesting. It comes from that cultural ancestry from Africa. Now, take us back to your early years in Senegal. You are from Senegal.
Yes, I'm from Senegal.
Take us to your early years in Senegal, and tell us what life was like for you when you were growing up in Senegal.
Yes, growing up, I was a little bit lucky. My dad was a head of kind of a state. We call it region over there. Senegal used to have eight big region.
Okay.
And anyways, the new government is bringing back those kind of stuff. Like they call it 8 pole now. But Senegal used to have 8 region. And those 8 region, one of the region who was like the peanut was the power of Senegal. And my dad was the head of the economy there.
Wow.
Then growing up, we didn't lack a lot of stuff. We live a very good life.
Yeah.
Went to school, have the high school diploma, went to college. And when I went to college is when this culture
of drumming,
like the vaccination, came to me.
Oh, yeah?
Because I went to South Senegal, it's called Casamance. Is when I saw those people playing. When I come back, I went and get me a drum And I started playing, and everybody was saying, "Wow, you're good in it." Until I started going to learn more about it. Yes, it's how it came.
Wow.
But I like normal kids from Africa. Went to school. I even went to private school.
Yeah.
I never put my boys here in US in private school.
Yes.
I was lucky enough to go to private school.
Yeah.
And from there, when I went to university, I continued all the way to my bachelor, and I add some little stuff.
Yeah.
I study about finance.
Okay.
I did do some accounting in Senegal.
Back in Senegal. Okay.
Yeah. And from there, I had a friend of mine who was teaching a study who goes abroad in Senegal. Like you have some students from Harvard, Yale, Kalamazoo, Minnesota, University of Minnesota. They were going there for study abroad.
Wow.
And he was teaching one class of African drum and Wolof, my language. And he got married and was about to get out of Senegal to come to the US. And since I was educated and I knew about the drum, he told me, go take the class.
Okay.
Is my journey started like that in 1997. I started the first class, did it 2 years, 3 years. I came here through international exchange in 2000.
So you started teaching people to play drums in Senegal?
In Senegal.
Wow.
The student from Harvard, Yale, Kalamazoo. I didn't know how big was a big deal to teach students from Harvard.
Yeah.
Until I get here.
You are a professor of Harvard students.
Yes. What is it? When I get here, I say, oh,
this is it.
These kids they were telling me they were from Harvard University.
And you said,
but I didn't know. They were telling me they were students from University of Minnesota, but mostly Kalamazoo. I said, okay. And I was teaching them.
Yeah.
And from there, the stuff keep going.
Wow.
If you like something, I end up taking my tie and my thing, put it inside and start doing the culture.
Yeah. But there is something deeper. There's something deeper here. You were not just teaching drums just to let people know how to play. There was something in drums that you saw the need to preserve.
Yes.
What is that?
I said like what I said to a lot of people. I think my mission here, it was to put an input. When you know that, like for example, when I have an invitation from my former students from early 2000, now all of them are adult. They invite me to their weddings. They invite me to their graduation. And some of my former students are teaching African drum now as an African American. Wow. I teach them how to make drums, how to play drum. Now some of them are doing living with it.
Wow.
Yes. I have some students that are actually doing drumming and teaching around Minnesota. Wow. Making it a living. Yes.
And these are Black American
Black
children?
American children. When I used to do, I was in one school from 2002 to 2015. I was full-time employee there. And that school, it was Afrocentric school. It's called Wise Charter School.
Okay.
If somebody from Wise see it and you are now all the guys, I say, cool. They were kind of my children. And we have a group we used to call the ensemble. And it was a big deal to be part of the ensemble.
Yeah.
We were doing auditions. But those kids, we have some stuff on TV.
Yeah.
With the material of African culture, the colors, the fabrics, you couldn't tell these kids were from Minnesota.
Wow.
They do the dancing, the singing, the drumming, everything.
You teach them the Senegal language?
Yes, some of the songs are Senegalese language. Yeah. And I have a friend of mine, Brother Fatau. He's from Ghana. He was the one who teaches the choreography. It's still on YouTube and on TVs. They used to invite us. And I co-write. We don't just teach drumming.
Yeah.
We did some like I co-write some stories that we put like kind of a theater.
Yeah.
We did that. We call it like kind of a musical. It incorporate like the drum, the dance, and telling and playing the acting and the stories of Sunjata, the Lion King.
Yes.
And I relate it every time to the Lion King for like the animate. I told them the real Lion King name is Sunjata Keita, the Mahdi of Mali.
Yes.
Yes. And that story the kids played. All of those stuff show you that our mission here was to continue or to reconnect.
You reconnect.
Yes. With some of our our brothers
and sisters, all
and
of
sisters
our
of
brothers
African-
and sisters, yeah,
of African and African descent.
African descent, yeah,
I call all of us we are African.
Yes.
African American, African
yeah,
from Caribbean,
uh-huh.
from Europe.
Yeah.
All of us we are African.
Yeah.
And I said my mission was to come here and reconnect.
And reconnect.
Yes.
And what a better way of reconnecting than taking us to the original
Yes.
communicator, the drums.
The drum.
Wow, brother,
Yes.
this is incredible work.
Yes, yes.
This is, I call it fireworks.
Yes, it's a fireworks. Yes.
Wow. So, you said 1997.
Yes.
That's when you moved to the United States.
No, I moved to the United States in June 24th, 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
The year
In a month it will be 25 years.
25 years. So let's stay back on this Senegalese story.
Yes, yes.
You were teaching Harvard students, Minnesota students. How long did you do that for?
I did it for 2 years, from 98 to, let's say, the 97 was a beginning, but strongly from mid 97 to around May of 2000.
Yeah.
I was teaching.
Wow.
You know, and like in Africa,
Uh-huh.
my friend who was doing the class was having 10, but me the first day, you know, I was in Africa. When you're in Africa and you're dark, you can be more darker.
Yeah.
And I had some dreadlocks.
Uh-huh.
I didn't understand the slang. And when there was Brother Ghana, me, who teach the African drum and sometimes language, Wolof. And there was another guy who does the dancing.
Yeah.
And there was another guy who teaches the French. But I didn't understand all of those young girls, they were maybe 20, 21.
Yes.
And they were telling, he's hot, he's hot.
They say you are hot.
I didn't know why they were saying I'm hot.
Yeah.
My class ended up being 40 kids. And I sell them drums, I make them drums, I sell them drums, and I teach them drums for, let's say, maybe 6 months to 8 months.
Yeah. But you are hot.
Yeah.
You know that?
They were telling me I was hot.
You know that? Even now, people will say he's hot.
Yes.
Check the comments.
This gray hair now. And they were saying, he's hot, he's hot. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
They were talking about me.
Yes.
Now my class was filled with maybe 35 girls, ladies, young ladies, and 5 boys.
Oh my
And all of them, I make them drums, sell them the drums, and teach them drums.
But there's something about Baye people. Even with those videos I told you, with the music they sing, holding the ears.
Yes.
You know, people are commenting. They say, these people are very handsome people, very hot people.
There's a humble, we call them the humble brothers.
The humble brothers.
Yes, the humble brothers. And they work with
those...
yes.
How do you call
patchworks.
Yeah?
They have patchworks, you know. Yeah, I call myself Baye.
Yes, you are.
I'm a Baye.
And I love oh my God. When I was watching those videos, I never thought in a million times that I would meet a Baye person.
Yes.
You know?
And by talking to the Baye, this is the drum of the Baye. It's called the hin. It's called the hin.
The hin.
And this is the yach.
Bring it closer. Let's see the Baye drum.
This is the yach. And usually you play it with a stick. This is a lead.
Yeah.
They allow as a drum. This is the one who did the comment.
Okay.
Wow. Hey, yaa ñuy moom. Bu ñuy dund ak bu ñuy dee yëpp yaa ñuy moom Mam Bamba yaa ñuy moom. I'm talking about our spiritual guide.
Yes.
His name is Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rassoul. He was they sent him to exile for 7 years by the Gabon region, and he come back. When they talk about non-violence, he's the first one who did it in the 1895.
1895, before even Gandhi and
all of them. Yes,
nobody knows about him.
His name is Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rassoul, and Baye is his first disciple. He's not his first disciple, but his disciples that he was dedicated and show the way we should treat him.
Wow.
Yes, his name is Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba Khadim Rassoul. And in Senegal, if you go there, he got his own town. It's called Touba. and I'm from part of those people, the Baye.
Wow.
Yes.
Very hot, brother.
And I will just play some things that was glorify him.
Yes.
I say, yeah, you mom, oh Bamba, we belong to you. We live or we die, we belong to you. Is what I play.
Yes.
Is this rhythm? Is what he's saying. Yes, is what I just said. So in our language, Wolof.
What is so different about this drum which makes it the Baye drum?
Yeah, the Baye, when they work, for example, in the field to do the cultural work,
yes.
to cultivate the land. You're going to have every time some people who going to play and do the zikr and they work hard.
So for motivation.
Motivation, and at the same time is to
energize,
to elevate yourself in a spiritual way.
Yeah.
Yes. There is like the ones that you can just la la ilaha illallah la ilaha illallah. We are Muslim. We call in the name of Allah.
Yeah.
And there's like the zikrullah, they call it zikr, like praying. That no instrument.
Yeah.
But there is an instrument with the Baye, this one, and you're gonna and it's an ensemble. But this one is a njak, is a lead. Is a lead.
Okay. Wow. Awesome.
Yes,
This is
we're jumping everywhere.
I'm happy we're having a conversation.
Yes.
Now, moving all the way from Senegal to the United States.
Yes.
What triggered that? Why did you have to move?
Okay. Back home, early 2000, you got your bachelor degree.
Yeah.
You trying to look yourself. All the dreaming was to go to Canada or United States and continue your education.
Yeah.
An opportunity came. I have maybe 50 or 70 of my students. One day, they suddenly say, let's invite you. I say, why not?
Okay.
All of them wrote some mails and write some
sent to the embassy.
Sent to the embassy. Before you know it, I went and they give me a visa.
They gave you a visa
like that. I was not planning it.
They didn't check your bank account whether you have money to come back.
When I went to talk to the I don't know how they call the guy, the officer over there.
Yeah.
He was just asking me the name of my students, and I was giving them the name. And he tampered the visa. and when I came, long short story, when I came to New York, the guy who's supposed to come pick me up, the Senegalese guy.
Yes.
3 hours before I take the plane from Senegal, he called me and said, I can't pick you up anymore.
3 hours? You're at the airport.
No, before I leave the house. He called me. He said, tomorrow I will not be able to pick you. When you go there, you try to take a bus to go to 52nd. And from 52nd, because my destination is supposed to be Chicago, Indiana. He said, when you go there, you are educated. Go to ask how you can go to 52nd. And 52nd, you're going to take a Greyhound that's going to bring you to Indiana, to Chicago. And from Chicago, you're going to go to Indiana. I said, I got it. I don't want to my family to be scared.
Yeah.
I'm the first one who ever traveled. Some of my brothers are like PCA in accounting, architect, and all of those stuff.
Yeah.
And I say, you know what? I'm not telling nothing.
Yeah.
And
you will go like a man.
Yeah, I go like a man. This is a calling.
Yeah.
This is a calling. Like what I said, I came with this drum. Is this drum? No, not this one.
This one.
Yeah, this one.
This one.
This is the one. This is the drums that came. I came with this drum in a bag and my other suitcase. You carried the drum? I carried the drum.
Even today, people don't know how they can carry a big thing like this. Your first time?
My first time. This was my language. My one suitcase and my drum.
This drum.
And this drum.
25 years.
25 years. And this kind of tree was prohibited to cut in Senegal. Wow. It's called the neem. We call it in Senegal neem. It's prohibited to cut it. It's natural. It's like that, Now I don't play it much. It's kind of sacred.
Yeah. It's
because
sacred,
of this drum. Yeah. Everything I have after come from here. I record this album from this drum.
Yeah.
my album I recorded from this drum. This is why this drum I don't take it out. It's just every time it's broken I fix it and leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it inside.
Wow.
Now to go back to our story.
Yes.
I say I'm a man. Let me go find out. I went. Let me tell you, the first host thing I have is why some people tell me to write a book. But this is a opening.
The beginning of
this is the beginning.
Yeah.
When I went to the airport, my name is Ghana, like the country, Ghana. Maureen Baye. Maureen Baye is a Senegalese name.
Yes.
Even Ghana is a Senegalese name.
Okay.
You know, Ghana used to be the West Africa.
The empire,
they call it
the biggest empire at the time. Yeah.
And people from the ocean, my dad part, people who do the fishing, you're going to see a lot of Ghana, but they don't write it Ghana. Since my dad was one of the first intellectuals, you know, they were Pan-Africanists. He put the name Ghana on purpose, but my name is supposed to be written Ganna.
Oh,
Ganna.
Ganna.
Yeah, Ganna.
Oh.
My name is Ganna. But he said he did it Ghana. Now my name, since it's Ghana, the officer who's supposed to let me to check my visa was smelling my passport, thinking that I'm not from Senegal. He said he tried to. I was the last one who bought the plane.
Yes.
I'm telling you a story.
He's checking the
They
passport.
holding me over there. My luggage already went. You know,
so you are from Ghana and now you're bringing a Senegal passport?
you Senegal passports. They because my name Ghana.
Yeah.
They know Ghana.
Yeah.
Man, not Ghana.
They don't know Ghana.
Because it's the name of the country.
Yes.
Is why I tell every time Ghana from Senegal. You see, when I met you, is what I tell
you had to
Ghana from Senegal.
Yeah. And I asked you again,
Yes.
you said Ghana?
From Senegal, yes. And the guy holding me there, I was the last one to board the plane. Luckily,
and this officer was a Senegalese.
Senegalese, yes.
Because he knows the tradition.
Yes, I speak Wolof with him. I say, the Wolof I'm talking to you, do you think somebody who was not born here and will talk like that?
Yeah.
And a lady who was a superior came and say he was just giving you a hard time. Just go and good luck. And I went. I came. I know that already I'm having some hurdle.
Yeah.
I came. I'm in a plane. Never travel. I'm in a plane, and there was a guy, a Senegalese guy, but who was an American citizen.
Yeah.
He was sitting by me. He was bringing his nephew or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was two of them. They were twins. He was tired. I said, I grab one.
Yeah.
When it's time, he tell me he slept maybe 3 hours and he wake up.
Yeah.
He say, where are you going? I say, somebody's supposed to pick me up. But the guy say he will not pick me up.
He will not pick me
when
up.
I get off, I'm trying to find a way to get to 52nd. He say, you can come to my house.
Wow. So that was his final destination?
Yes, New York. Wow. And he been in New York since the 80s. He's those first Senegalese who kind of owned Harlem.
Yes.
Those first Senegalese who came in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah. He told me, don't worry. And I hold the little kid for him until we get to the airport. He tell me to fill out my address. I fill out his address. I stay in his house for 2 days. And after, my friend who used to teach the drumming.
Yes.
Guide me until I get, because the guy was telling me to try to stay in New York and do like everybody what they're doing. I say I'm educated and I have a talent. I don't think I can be here selling like
groundnuts.
Yeah, those
selling,
stuff. Those stuff. I say,
maize on the
yeah,
street.
yeah, and I'm educated guy.
Yeah.
I don't see myself running, police catching me.
Yeah.
I'd rather go back home than do that. And I have a talent. You know, I say I have a talent. You see me, my drum.
Yeah.
I can sell it in
bring
US.
my drum.
Yeah, I bring my drum.
Yeah.
You know, even like under the drum, I wanted to go get my CPA to be an expert in accounting.
Yeah.
Because I have the background and I work it.
Yes.
You know, I used to do auditing with my friend who's a CPA.
Yeah.
And my brother, who used to teach in Senegal and give me his part, came pick me up in Indiana. First destination was Indiana. Crown Point, Indiana, is a small town. A town who was only 2 black people.
This is in 2000.
In 2000, Indiana, Crown Point, Indiana. But I shout out to the people who host us, the Kelly family.
Yeah.
Yeah, very great people. I will never forget about them.
You can tell
Yeah,
them
Kelly
that camera.
family. Kelly family, I will never forget about them.
Yeah.
And the father of my friend's ex-wife, he bet on me that I will make it in the US. I don't know how he knew it, but he told me back then. He said he bet I will make it.
Wow.
I will never forget about you, the Kelly family.
Wow.
Yes, when we came, the first day, my friend is a Baifal like me.
Yeah.
His name is Sidi Sankare. Sidi, shout out to you, Sidi. Sidi Baifal. He's a Baifal.
Yeah.
Sidi came, they picked me up. We went to Indiana.
Yeah.
They picked me from the Greyhound. Just from the Greyhound ride, I was seeing stuff that I never see.
Yeah.
You know, the difference you have in US, you know, you can see people who are different.
Yeah.
It was kind of a shock.
And
you know,
you had expectations
Yes.
of, okay, now finally
yes,
I am the chosen one
yes,
to go to this United
yes,
States.
because it's a big deal back then.
It's a big deal.
It's a big
Of
deal
course.
to have a visa and go to US, you know. And they came and picked me, him and his wife. They picked me and they were living in their house. The father was those Kelly families, they develop houses, they rich people, you know.
So they are real estate people,
and they develop like old cities, stuff like that. And he's a builder. He's the one who built where we were staying.
Wow.
And the first day we came, since I miss my brother, after we talk, I met all of them. We went and sit in the little neighborhood. There was a kind of a hut. It kind of gives me like Africa a little bit.
Yeah.
We went there and start talking. Before we know it, there were like 10 police cars. Well. 2 black people from Africa, from Senegal, who even the English was not that
black.
Because we speak French in Senegal.
Yeah.
The English, you learn it from 6th grade to 12. And the American I was dealing with helped me.
Yeah.
You know, they came and asked us what we do here.
The only 2 black people.
Yes.
Sure. Did you think somebody called them?
Yes, somebody called them
and said, hey.
Yes.
Yes. We don't know.
And back then I was wearing black Baifal clothes.
Yes.
You know, and I have small dreadlocks.
And you are you wear them very proudly.
Yes, I wear my Baifal clothes. I have some stuff in my necklace, in my neck, you know.
Serious?
Yes, serious. I'm a Baifal.
The hot Ghana
from Senegal.
is now in
yes, with my Baifal clothes.
Yes.
And they came. The chief of the police, something like that. I end up selling him drum. I will tell you after.
Wow.
The chief of the police came, asked us, and my friend tell him, I'm married to one of the guy's daughter there. And before they left, they know we live there.
Yeah.
The chief give me his card and say anything. If I have problem, I call him.
You call. So
he invite us to the police station, invite us to his house. He ended up being
a friend,
a big brother.
And a big brother.
He was a big brother. You were younger back then, you know. And he ended up buying a drum from me to help us, you know. He ended up buying a drum, and we moved that part. I stayed with them for maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And it was time for us to move, my friend and his wife and I, to Chicago. The wife was expecting.
Yeah.
Jara, I say hi to Jara.
Yeah.
Oh no, she might see it one day.
Oh yeah.
Sokhna Jara.
Yeah, I'll send you. You will get the link, so you share with them.
Sokhna Jara, you know, and Gina, Fatu, I will never forget about you guys.
Wow.
You guys were my first host in US. I will never forget it. The beginning is can be very tough. We moved to Chicago.
Yeah.
West Side, Oak Park. I was not accustomed to and we were leaving the apartment. We were leaving by the hospital. It was kind of traumatic to me.
Yeah.
Every time I hear police, the sirens, and the fire department, it was every minute
bringing for you some kind of
it was kind of, and the side we were leaving was not very is the west side is called Oak Park.
But let me ask you.
Yeah.
Why were you getting that kind of feeling when you hear the siren?
Because in Africa it's not like that. Even to go back to the police officer, he'll ask me, do you have police in Africa? I say, yeah, we have police, but they will not see you because you are white and they come give you a hard time.
Yeah.
He say, oh, okay. It was like in Africa, you hear a lot of the cars, they go horn every time, but like the siren like that constantly, it was kind of traumatic to me. And before you come here, what they tell you, they got guns, they could kill you.
Yeah.
All of the stuff kind of inside, and it was kind of traumatic. I stayed there. I stayed with them until September. We had another friend who was living in Minnesota, and he was getting married to his fiancée. CD, my host, his wife, Gina, and we drove from Chicago to here. And I see the yellow building downtown.
Yeah.
I call it a horn. It's a corn. It looks like a corn to me.
Yeah.
Back then I said, wow, this looks like a corn. I like this city. I felt it.
Okay.
We came, we did the wedding, and there was another guy who used to live in our neighborhood. He was living in Minnesota, who was married to a Minnesotan lady.
Yeah.
I went back, and he called me, man, what you doing, man? You can make it here.
Yeah.
I come back 2 days or 3 days after, a school take me for 9 days, for 1 week, and they pay me $900 in 2000.
Yeah. This is millions.
It was
millions.
The first dollar.
1 week.
1 week. Kind of the first dollar. In Chicago, I used to play with my brother. Yeah. But it was small money.
Small money.
And we did street playing too. I should not skip it. Downtown Chicago. By I forget the name. It's a big place like by the Lake Michigan. We used to play there.
In the street.
In the street, we make some money out there.
So you were playing to make money?
To make money. At the beginning, no money. Yeah. I come back here. 2 days after, my friend connected me with one school. 1 week, they give me $900.
Yeah.
I went back to Chicago, took all my drums, and come to Minnesota. That 900, I never see it. It's the first thing. You understand?
Oh my goodness.
My first 900. Yes, I never see it.
And they only told you.
Yeah.
They say, oh, you make 900.
Yeah, I make 900.
Say,
Him,
okay.
he was trying to help me. I don't know, because I was beginning. I don't have no money. He said he paid for the rent.
Oh my God.
And it was not just that 900.
Where?
The lady who rent us downstairs. I never do no work in Africa. Demolition. I'm from Sikap. Sikap it's like my house here.
Yeah.
Sikap is
the high end. Your father is a high end.
Yes, I never do demolition in my life. The lady upstairs pay me, I think, $1,200. I did the demolition of the upstairs. Means $1,200 plus $900. But the lady was writing check, The brother took it. So
you had to go to the bank of the brother.
Yeah, the brother took it. We have a clash.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know nobody here. I don't have nobody, but I say you're going to give me my money, man. This is my first money, brother.
Yeah. You don't play me like this.
Yeah, it's what happened. It was the first, the first dollars I earned here. Yeah. I didn't eat it. It was like roughly maybe $2,100. Those first dollars, I didn't eat it. I end up have another good friend. Just today, I went with him to Wisconsin to get the lamb. You know, we still do the African way. We went there to get the lamb.
Oh, when are you preparing it?
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah, my wife will cook some.
Oh, today?
You're gonna eat some. She was. I was asking, can you eat? It's African house though. You can eat before we start.
After we finish, then we eat. Because we start eating, then something happens. Then we
that friend, I call him brother now. My sons and his sons are just like brothers.
Yes.
He's the one who ended up telling me, you don't need to fight with him. And he helped me out. I stay in a basement in St. Paul, 12 Minaha Avenue.
Yeah.
I will never forget.
Yeah.
You see, it's stuck with me.
It's stuck with you.
12 because it was my beginning in Minnesota. Now, I say in Chicago, I was playing on the street. I was making money. I don't have no paperwork yet.
Yeah.
I don't have no connection. And I can play with 3 to 4 drums. There is in Fifth and Hennepin or Fifth and First Avenue. I used to sit there. There was what is called Old Chicago.
Yeah,
it's not there anymore. It was kind of a bar and stuff like that. I used to sit there Friday and Saturday. I was bringing home $600 to $700. I'm talking about. Yes. Summer of 2000.
Yes.
You know, summer of 2000. So like end of summer, pretty much, when I came here. August, September, something like that, September. I play there. After the bar are closed, they're dancing, they give me tip. And there were people who were giving me tip of $40 and telling me you should not play in the street. Well, I'm playing with 3 drums. It's different, those guys you see playing. They just hustle. But I was playing with 3 to 4 drums. Making sound, playing music. There was a guy, he was making me even scared. Every Friday and Saturday, he gonna come sit by me, and before I'm done, he come give me $40. Some people didn't know it. In Baye we call it majal.
Yeah.
Like the Baye, they have a kind of a goat, and they everything they have, they don't eat it, but they don't give it to people. They share to give it to people who learning Quran.
Okay.
And I say I'm doing majal.
Okay.
And I playing. What's I playing?
Yeah.
I put some a bucket there. People are giving me money. If I see a big bill, I take it, put it down. I done it just one summer.
Yeah.
No, Safla. I did 2 summer. I did it 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
You know, end of 2000. Before summer was end, and the following summer I did it a lot. And from there, I start having business card. People invited me for their weddings, for me to play their wedding. And from there, I play in dance classes. African dance classes. All in town, I used to be the leader, doing the solo. And it's not easy work. They were giving me $20. I take it.
20 for the whole time?
For the whole time is not easy.
It's not.
Djembe is not easy.
It's not. This is hard.
Yes.
I play the other kind. We have, drum congas.
Yes.
And sometimes when I play, I feel pain.
No, this is not easy. So I'm a lucky one. I don't have calluses.
Yeah.
And I play for 20 something years because my hands sweat. All drummers, who play. Me, I play Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. Every day. Yeah. And I don't have calluses.
Wow.
They say I'm lucky guy.
Yeah.
A drummer who don't have calluses. And to have the connection, I start having connection. Until I met Baba Kwasi. I don't know. Baba Kwasi, all of us been asking about him. He was older. In 2000, he was already here 35 years.
Ghanaian? Yes.
Ghana and Togo.
Okay.
He's both.
Okay.
Yeah, Baba Kwasi, he met me in a dance class. He took my drums, put in a car, and he said, I start picking you up. He started picking me up, and it was 2001. We started teaching a class together.
Yes.
In Oak Park Community Center. From there, a sister of mine who used to dance, Sister Atia, she went back to Washington D.C.
Okay.
She's a principal of school. Okay. Back then she was the number 2 of one school, and she put me there and they sponsored me, and I taught there for 13 years. Wow. Until the opening of the school, until the school closed down. When the school closed down, I started running it myself now, and I said, "Whoa, I should have done that earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Now I go all around Minnesota.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Did you form like a business or
Yeah, I corporate
organization?
myself. It's called Baye Jembe LLC.
Okay.
Is Baye Jembe LLC.
Okay.
And everything is me for now. For the past 10 years.
Yeah.
And I contract with some schools. And there are some schools like Kenwood School. I've been going there for the past 18 years. Yeah. Every year I do 3-6 weeks for them. And I work with the wellness center. The wellness center with Mother Atum, who's a great lady. Yeah. That is my mother's. I met him since 2000. When I just came here, I used to teach a class there, Wolof and some drum. Okay. But now
Cultural
Wellness Center in early 2000, 2001. I was teaching Wolof. Okay. Yeah. She contracted me for the past 10 years for one schools and her programs. And Walker West, this summer going to be my 24th summer with them, summer camp. And they bring me to places. And I have a guy who calls himself his agent. He booked me too. I can be very busy. Like the summer, this year I have 5 summer camp.
You're busy. Even for us to have this interview was not. Yes. Said today? No. Tomorrow? No. This day? Yeah. Because so even now I'm here. Honor you because it's your time.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that too.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a journey.
Yes, it's a journey.
Now I see why people say you must write the book.
Yes, it's a journey. It's a journey.
Because the book will be like 10 chapters. Yes. Here we will not make up to 1 hour, 30 minutes. So yes. Before coming here, you were not married?
No.
Okay.
But I met her in Senegal, and I say, this lady gonna be my wife. When I came, and opportunities happened, I try my best to bring her.
Yeah.
Yes. You know.
That's how it is.
Yes, it's how it is.
That's how it is, and then you start
It felt I betrayed some people, but it was not betrayal. You know,
well,
I'm like an African.
The soul is searching for a place where it can rest.
Let me say it. Who knows? Who don't watch this? It was not a betrayal.
Yeah.
But I was honest about it.
Yes.
I tell them, whoever I was dating back then, I tell them I have a young lady that I consider going to be my wife.
Yeah.
And me, I'm an African, I'm a Muslim. You can be my second wife. I never lie.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand it.
Yeah. That doesn't happen here.
They don't understand it.
But is it true that it doesn't happen?
Yes.
I know people who get
I was honest.
Yeah.
I was honest about it. And it was tough for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was tough for them.
And that is the thing about why is a value like honesty important to you?
Yes.
Is it from Africa that you built that honesty kind of thing, or is it your own thing?
It is a family thing. Your parents, how they force you. It's the same way I'm trying to teach my kids.
Yes.
I don't like to be late. When I give you my words, I will do my best to honor my word.
Yes.
I will not try to cheat people. I'm trying my best to tell the truth anytime.
Yeah.
You know, because by far supposed to be dëggu. You say you aiming to reach God.
Yeah.
You need to take some imperfection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And try to clean yourself. Is a daily life I'm trying to live. Even with the teaching with the kids. You should see me in a school I teach. My co-teachers are guys that I taught how to drum until now. He teach too. Brother Karash.
Yeah.
Shout out Brother Karash. He's an awesome guy. He told me that we're going to change the mindset of a lot of Asian that we teach in St. Paul.
Okay.
You should see them. They love me. They come give me a hug. And you know, Asians have problem with associating with a lot of people.
Yes.
But I think we're going to break that barrier over there.
Yeah.
Because that school is kind of multicultural.
Okay.
You have like blacks, whites, and Asian, a lot of Asian. And Somali people.
Yeah.
Then I think we're going to break that path there.
Sure. What's the name of the school?
St. Paul Music Academy.
St. Paul Music Academy.
Yeah. Okay. We used to be at Maxfield Elementary for 9 years. Now we moved to St. Paul Music Academy.
Okay.
I'm there every Tuesday and Thursdays. But Brother Kadash is there maybe 4 times because he teach other stuff there too, basket and stuff.
Okay. Now, you have been doing this drumming, I'll say, for the past 25 years.
Yes.
And the fact that you keep doing it means that there is some fulfillment you get.
Yes.
There's a kind of it's rewarding for you to see I'm sure you've trained hundreds or even thousands of people
Yep.
how to play the drum. What is that rewarding thing you can say in terms of how you teach people to play this drum, why you teach them, and how this has helped you to tell your story to all these thousands of people?
Yeah, drum, when you see this kind of drum, right away you picture yourself in Africa.
Yeah.
And some of our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, African American, Caribbean American, all of them, who do not have a chance to go to visit Africa, or who didn't go further education.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the bridge.
Okay.
I make them travel by telling stories, by connecting with the drum, the dance, singing. It's reconnect. And the reward you can feel is like, for example, when you don't see them for years and years and they become adult, I even forget their name, but I remember always their faces.
Yes.
And they give me a big hug, Brother Ghana. You remember you taught me that. I see that. Some of them even invite me in their weddings. Joshua Gillespie, one of my former students, who played drum now, he teach African drum.
Yeah.
He's into Ubuntu thing.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Joshua, they call him Brother Ashe. His name is Brother Ashe now.
Okay.
And Mariama, his sister. In his wedding, he invite me. Some of my former students invite me to their graduation and stuff. It's rewarding. Or sometimes you go on Facebook and I see some of my former students are lawyers, like news anchors. I say, wow, okay.
Wow.
Because our school over there at Wise was Afrocentric and cultural.
Yes.
You walk in, you thought that you were in an African village.
African village.
And everybody was from here.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then also, I think it also makes you, it gives you the fulfillment that you carry with you a culture. You carry with you a people. I always like Ubuntu because Ubuntu means I am because we are.
We are.
So even though you left Senegal that blessed evening or afternoon, carrying only a drum, and with the big name Ghana, you left Senegal alone, but you know that you were not alone. You carried the whole ancestors, you carried them in this drum, and bring them to share them with other black people that you have found here.
And not just black people. I teach all the way to Houston, Minnesota.
Okay.
There where you don't see
a single black person.
I teach everywhere. And is why my wife said, with the work I do, I will never know about racism or stuff.
Yes.
Everybody love me.
Yeah. I was going to come to racism.
Racism didn't touch me. I never encountered it.
Yeah.
Because with what I do. And everybody loves me. You should see me working in a school of white kids that already teach. I teach in St. Cloud. You're going to see bunch of them run to me and hug me. They love me just like another uncle. Is why they ask me, Tom, why your name Brother Ghana? I'm brother of everybody.
Yes.
And drum bring togetherness. It bring peace.
Wow.
Yeah. Drum is very special, especially the djembe. We want to give a big kudo to Mamadi Keita. He's the one who made me play this drum.
Okay.
Mamadi Keita Pass. He's a pioneer of this in the Western world.
Oh.
Mamadi Keita.
Okay.
He's a great master.
I know.
Yes.
I know of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He passed a couple years ago. He got a daughter, I think, in California who still play.
Oh.
Because of Mamadi, everybody know about djembe. Yeah, he put djembe over there. We need to give him that respect.
Yeah. This is awesome. There are other Africans who come over here and racism is not really a problem to them. But this society has got racism in it.
Yes.
We have read it in books. We have watched it on TV. We have watched it on social media. And yet, it never affected you.
Not really, but like when we just moved in this neighborhood, I used to flip houses.
Okay, like a realtor.
Not realtor. Investor buy a house. They change it and sell it.
Okay.
Then I used to do that, and we used to own a house in Minneapolis. The house we flipped, we end up not selling it. We lived there for 5 years. But since north side is a little bit rough, and I'm having boys, I have boys. I wanted them to have better education. I sold the house and came here. When we just came here, my firstborn encountered it. You know, he's those guys who is good in education. You know, and we went to Senegal, all of us, and he wanted to catch up, but the lady didn't give him chance. And we went there. I think he got a B. Is the guy who used all A's. And the lady look at us and say, B is good for him. It's those kind of small stuff. But most of the
lady look at your son and say B is good for him.
Yeah, B is good because it was kind of say why I'm fussing, because B he got B. You know, and besides that, his first fight was ever in this area here, because they were trying to bully him. I put them in taekwondo. He defended himself. The principal told me, I think nobody will fight with him anymore, and he got a free. Still today, he went to St. Thomas. They can go everywhere. They can go everywhere.
And it's in those kind of minor things that some people don't even realize it's racism.
Yeah, it has. It
Passive,
is.
but it can go very deep, and I'm happy that you picked that out. You know, because especially with institutions like academic institutions, medical institutions, or even the police.
My wife is in the medical field, is what she tell me. You will never know what I tell you. There is a choose and pick in the medical field. But I told her, me, with what I do, everybody loves me. Everybody, everywhere, you know.
Is there a moment where you feel like you are being exploited? Like everybody loves you for the drum you play, or everybody just loves you without the drum? Like take away the drum.
Without the drum, I think it will be different. I will be just like another just black guy. But with the drums that I bring, and their grandchildren as their children love me, every culture, every part I go in Minnesota, some rural part, I go to the rural part with my drum. I can be the only black guy. But you see, the amount of
people come and clap
and they participate. And I do every summer. I have a contract with a library south of Minnesota. They bring me to all of those libraries. I've been going there for the 4 years, but I never see another black person there. Man, every year they take me over there. I do something, and people love it, ask questions. And my drums class is not just about drumming. My class is about multicultural. I teach them about Africa. I tell them about stories. I tell the stories of 2 ways to count to 10. To cut about helping people to be together. I tell them the story of 2 ways to count to 10. I don't know if you're familiar with that story.
I don't know. Tell us.
That story, they said, in the deep forest of Liberia was an animal kingdom. But it's not your typical animal kingdom where you find King Lion being the ruler. This animal kingdom was ruled by King Leopard. But one day, King Leopard was bored in his big palace, and a thinking went to him. He said, aha, a wise king will not wait until he's old, dying to pick a successor. A wise king will pick a successor when he's strong, healthy, wealthy. But he loved all the animals the same. How are you going to pick? An idea came to him, and he take a spear. He invited all animals to his palace. When they came, they dance, they sing, they eat, like African party, like African village. They were happy. When it was time for them to leave, he went to his balcony and said, fellow animals, don't leave. Let me tell you why I invite you here. I invite you here to find out who will become my successor. To become my successor, you need to throw the spear in the air and count all the way to 10. If you get to 10 and it doesn't get to the ground, you become the king or the queen.
Yeah.
But if you get to the ground, you lose.
You lose.
Before you know, it's the biggest of all, the elephant. When I tell it with a story, I do the kids like, and they say, elephant. And they say, elephant say, move. I'm the biggest.
Yeah.
I'm the strongest. If I can do it, no one can. Elephant take it, run and dance the dance of elephant and throw the spear in the air and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Down.
It fell. Before you know it, the tallest of all. The kid say, giraffe.
Yeah.
And giraffe is a sassy lady.
Yeah.
Giraffe say, move. I can see stuff you can see.
Yeah.
If I can do it, none of you can do it. I can eat even in the tallest of the branch.
Yeah.
I'm giraffe. My neck is so long.
Yeah.
Close
I
to
can
the sky.
throw this thing 2 times.
And giraffe throw it and count 6. It fell. Before you know it, they say, gorilla. I say, gorilla. I say, I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
Let me do it. Gorilla, 7.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they say, monkey.
Yeah.
8. Before you know it, I say, the former king, the bully. All of them say, lion.
Yeah.
And lion came, say, I'm lion, the former king. I'm here to reclaim my throne.
My title.
And King Leopard say, hey, lion, stop bullying friends. This little stuff, I do it like a play sometimes.
Yeah.
In schools, we do it a play.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lion came, throws the spear and count all the way to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It fell. Before you know, it's the tiniest of all, so pretty, so beautiful, with big eyes, walking gracefully.
Yeah.
And I tell them, who you think it is? They say, ant. They say, rat, mouse. I say, no, antelope. Do you know antelope? Some of them don't know. I say, it's a kind of a deer.
Yeah.
In Africa, we have antelope.
Yeah.
And I say, antelope say, come and say, me, I can do it. And all the animals laughing. And King Leopard get up and say, stop. Who tell you a tiny animal can do it?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
And antelope walk gracefully and show respect to everybody, and dance so gracefully and throws the spear in the air and say 5 + 5 = 10. And they scream. Antelope becomes a queen. I say, now, who can tell me why antelope becomes a queen? We open the discussion.
Yeah.
Did he become queen because she was the biggest, the tallest, the strongest, the lightest? I put anything to try to bring people together.
Yeah.
Then they know it's not about the look.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the heart and the thinking.
Yeah.
Is what I can. When everybody tell what they think, I bring them to that. I bring them that.
Yeah.
This is about togetherness.
Yeah.
We all together.
Yeah.
We all from Africa. You know it or you don't know it.
Yeah.
Is what I've been telling to people. Your great parents.
Yeah.
You
Originated.
be Asian,
Yeah.
white, black. All of us come from Africa. You know, if we accept that Lucy was the first human being, Lucy was darker than me. He's from Sudan area. You know, you know, and scientifically, Cheikh Anta Diop, the guy who did with the carbon 14, the Senegalese guy who shows that civilization is black. With his book, he demonstrated that civilization come from Africa. Shows that the mummies were black. The pharaohs, the priests, all of them were black in Egypt. And Egypt was not like what is it now. It was the black people who dominated Egypt. You know,
for sure. And even wealth, trading, and all those trade routes. What we have today, what they can call them roads today in Africa. Those were just trade routes. They were trade routes.
Yes.
And because Africans were trading. And even, you know about Mansa Musa?
Mansa Musa,
the wealthiest man.
Nobody will be like him anymore.
He only gave a tip and he shook the world economy.
Yeah, Egypt. He was traveling to Egypt. He bankrupted all the people who were selling gold.
The entire thing, and just because he gave a tip. It's not because he was even making any.
And for our brothers and sisters who live in Africa, who live in America here, should know that there is somebody we call Bakari II.
Yeah.
Bakari II traveled and came to the Americas.
Yeah.
He brought gold and everything. He came with a lot of boats. They talk about Christopher Columbus, but Bakari II came here a while ago before Christopher Columbus. Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced, you know, bringing a very profound African tradition like drumming and storytelling into a a white or a Western space?
The challenge you have at the beginning is pretty much about the money. People train to pay you, think they can pay you less.
Which kind of people?
Any people.
White people, black
African people.
African people. Yeah.
Mostly African people. They think we are in Africa. They want you to do it for free.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Flavor my child's birthday.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. At the beginning, I gave some. It's time. Sometimes I donate my time.
Yeah.
To schools or to like those. What's the name? McDonald's, something McDonald's. I used to give my time for people who are sick, the kids that are sick, and I bring my drums, play with them. I donate my time.
Yeah.
Yes, but some people they don't want to attach too much value into it, and I put some value there. I put it there. I put value in there.
This is so huge.
It's unique.
Yeah.
A lot of people drums. But teaching it deeply and connecting like that is not. It takes some experience and a lot of work.
Yeah.
And since like what I said, I'm educated. It helped too.
Yeah.
You know, I bring the education part of the art together in the culture. Yeah. I kind of write my curriculum for schools from like kindergarten to 8th grade.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you find it easy navigating all the pathways to getting your drumming into these schools. Like most of them are, you have Western people who are at the top, you know.
Yeah.
You find it, how has it been crossing those barriers until you get yourself?
Yes, nowadays some of the school take us like who do African drum or other kind of art because they cutting into music.
Okay.
There's not a lot of music in schools. Like they rather take me for 6 weeks or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
They don't pay me bill. They don't pay my medical, all of those stuff. It's contract. They rather have
so
some.
It's 10.99.
10.99.
Okay.
Everything is 10.99. Every April is a headache. It's a headache.
Okay.
We pay to Uncle Sam. You know, you need to. It's part of it. You know.
Yeah, it's part of it, of course.
Yeah.
Talk about African immigrants. Do you have students who are African immigrants and parents who are African immigrants who value this work that you do?
The Africans that I teach usually are very happy.
Okay.
Yeah, the kids. Somehow, it's like, you know, my boys were born here. There is a kind of connection that they want to have.
Okay.
This is why years ago, my wife and I, we start building a house in Africa to be the bridge, because we know that our boys who are born here, they will live here, but they need to have a bridge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the connection will go away.
Completely get lost. Okay.
Nowadays, they go by themselves. The deep book boys, they went in December by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, they speak my language.
That's good.
Some French, they good. They navigate.
Wow.
Yeah, they went by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, they went by. There's a big one is talking about going this summer. But my wife said, no, you just come from December. Wait, we go together.
We'll go
next
together
maybe December or January we go together.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You know, but it is they take it as a pride. I can tell. Okay. But the parents might not know because in Africa, the drummers are not so much value.
Yeah,
so
they're
it's
not
appreciated, you know.
And I think that is something which we might think we lose culture when we leave home.
Yes.
But if people at home don't value it, and one of the reasons why they don't value it is because they are too familiar. It's there.
It's there in your face.
It can never be taken away. You know, until you are taken away from that environment, then you put value to it. Do we need to go out of Africa to value culture?
No, actually, I think there is some work in Senegal. There are some people we call the griot, the people the storytellers, the keeper of the books in their hair. They pass it from that to generation of generation. Like the story of Sunjata Keita the lion is generation of griots we've been telling it to now. It's happened in the 1200. You know, the Empire of Mali. It's those storytellers most of them are drummers too.
Yeah.
So those guys still in Senegal are holding the art and the culture, but a little bit you can see is going away because of the modernity of music and stuff like that. But still have Senegal, you still have like night Saturdays, a big circle, drummers and dancing. They're still having it.
Okay.
Still today. Yeah.
In the cities or in the village?
In the cities still.
Okay.
It's a little bit more modern. You might see them wearing tie, dancing. Not like the love part, but still there. Yeah. And all the rhythms is still there.
Yeah, which is really great, and I believe it's something that we really need to hold very personally. Talking about racism, I know that in Africa we see each other.
Yes.
This is all we have.
Yeah.
We don't see this. We don't talk about racism. We talk about tribalism.
Honestly, and like in Senegal, for example, we are a little bit lucky in Senegal. Even like in religion part, I didn't get the divide between Muslim and Christianity until I get here.
Yeah.
In Senegal, we have cemeteries that Christian and Muslim share. You can have cousins that are Christian and you're Muslim. We like when we have when we have like Eid, Christian are part of our part. When they have Christmas, we are part of their part. The Sikap where we live, it was a lot of community of all my friends I grew up were Christian. We respect, we love each other there. But when I come to the Western society, it's kind of dividing. I couldn't understand. Our place is drum to synagogue, to churches, everywhere. Everywhere. These drums are played everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. You know, I teach like there's a Jewish community in St. Louis Park and in St. Paul. I used to go teach them there. Summer camp. You know. Churches sometimes they want me to do Sunday stuff. I can do it.
To them, what does it mean? Like you teaching a Jewish person to play the Senegalese drum.
Yeah.
You teaching an American kid to play the Senegalese drum. What is it they are looking for?
I think it's a sense of want to feel the culture. Even some people who are being not nice to our people, who are being racist, sometimes is a ignorance or an envy. We are beautiful people. I'm almost 55.
Yeah.
If I don't leave my hair,
still very strong and hot.
I'm looking hot, like in in 98, 99. Then they used to tell me, you know, sometimes it's that envious.
Yeah.
You know, the way we move, the way we talk.
Yeah.
We got style.
Yeah.
You know,
there is rhythm in everything.
I still now, every year, I dedicate myself to teaching North Minneapolis most talented kids. They got the rhythm. It's like these kids are from Africa.
Yeah.
Every year I do a summer camp with them. This year they were not very happy because I gave them one day. But I'm very busy.
Yeah.
I'll tell the guy, you know, at least I did my best to give you a day.
Yeah.
Some other people are paying double what you guys paying, but those kids are so talented.
Yeah.
Man, you can understand. You can tell that this is a spirit that travel to them.
It is the spirit, and I in my book I'm writing. There's a section where I talk about we can forget. They can change our name. They can make us not remember where we come from. But the spirit does not forget us.
No,
because the spirit is not in. This is wood.
Yes.
The spirit is not just in the wood. The spirit is in us.
In us, yep.
And so you can change. You can start calling this silver.
Yep.
But that which is the substance, you know, the spirit first. It was in us before it led us to make drums.
Yes.
The spirit was first in us before it led us, before language, you know?
Yes.
So no matter what you do, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard you try to change it, to change the name, to change the place, to beat Africa out of Africans, the spirit will never beat itself out of us.
It's true.
Yeah, that is why when you play amapiano and the black person stands there, they start moving.
Yeah, they're moving
and they move.
And to make it easy, once I travel to here, some of the rhythm I don't do it like the 6/8 that we do in Africa. I do it on the rhythm.
You see,
the 4. You know, in Africa we clap on the 1.
Yeah.
Some of the rhythm I make them clap on the two.
Yeah.
They familiar with it.
Uh-huh.
Some of them rhythm that I write.
Yeah.
Not the traditional one. I keep it traditional.
Mm-hmm.
But I even play hip hop beat.
Wow.
I play hip hop beat. Is why I can connect with some of the kids in school.
Yeah.
Yes, I teach them the hip hop beat.
Yeah.
You know.
And that in itself is culture.
Yeah. And the hip hop beat, if you break it down, it gives you a beginning of a rhythm in Africa. Bum 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 bum, and is what they cut and go bum 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 bum. Is the beginning.
It's the beginning. That's
the
true.
beginning. That's the cut.
Yeah. Hip hop is 16 or 12.
It can be 12.
Oh, 12. Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Ghana, what you're doing. I want to ask you about the future generation of African immigrants. You know, we come here, we have our children here.
Yes.
And I'm so happy with your kids. Sometimes it takes the specialty of the kids to even follow what you teach them. But this society is so different from Africa. We don't come here with extended family.
Yes.
Your kids don't see your brothers who
Yes.
they can call uncle around. In Africa, that will be your brother's house.
Yes.
This will be your auntie. This will be, and anywhere they can go and eat there tomorrow, they go there, sleep there, they know they are there. Here we don't have that. What do you think about the future generation of African immigrants? Your children's children, my children, my children's children. What do you have to tell us?
In particular part, like let's say, I don't want to do the Senegalese community, and like in the Senegalese community, we the Baye, we have a kind of the people I call brothers as the uncle of my kids.
Yes.
Their kids are the best friend of my kids.
Okay.
But beyond that, themselves they have other friends from the community of the African diaspora. Like my son, his friends, he live with he's from Cameroon. His dad is from Cameroon, mom from here.
Yeah.
He been living with that guy for the past 2 or 3 years. They do music together, and they have other friends who are other Africans.
Yeah.
Somali, Kenyan, everybody. I think they kind of look themselves, they are one. Especially the West African. West to the Central.
Yeah.
They see each other as one. I'm not sure about the Eastern, but the West African, for me, if they continue that path, they will still be together and pull each other up.
Do you see that in a majority of them, or do you see that in a few of them? Because the society also, when these children leave the house and start going to school, you don't have Senegalese.
It takes its part.
Yeah, you don't have Senegalese in school.
The society, the community.
I have seen children who go to school and they come back home after a week of going to school. They say, "Don't call me with my traditional name." Anymore. It's very embarrassing.
For what you just say, there are some kids. I ask them how to speak Swahili, for example. I'm teaching 2 kids. And there is a song that somebody taught me years ago.
Swahili.
Jambo sana, abarigani muso. They Swahili, those kids. I try them to talk to me in Swahili, but they kind of they buckle. They don't wanna.
Do they know?
They don't. Those kids speak Swahili because just by myself they come, hey, you talk to me. I don't understand Swahili. I say, me Wolof. But when everybody's around, you don't want to speak it. I say, you need to be proud of who you are.
You see?
My boys, the little one is my problem. He grew up around here, but he understands it, speak it a little. But the 2 big one, they speak fluently my language.
Wow.
Yes, the little one.
And they were born here.
They were born here. Raised. You know, I try my best. We wear our African clothes, like our celebration. We wear our stuff. We go with the community. You know, we're trying. But there is a part that you're talking about too. People who kind of feel ashamed of their identity. Do you know, like, even our brothers and sisters that we found here, the African American, we are all African, I call them the Africans. The problem some of them having is because of the hurdle of the slavery. Is why they want to take the African away. And plus, how they portray Africa. They think Africa is about herds, animals, diseases. I tell them, no, this is what you guys see here on TV. But Africa is beyond that. It's everywhere. And I give them example every time by telling them, it's like me going under the bridge by Minneapolis and taking those videos and went to Africa and say, this is America. I say, is it America? When I tell them, they say, no. I say, it's the same. Some people go to the people that, for example, if you go to the Sun people, they've been living the same way of life 50,000 years. There's you see the Chinese, you see the Sun from the southern part of Africa. They are the grandparents of the Chinese. You can tell the Chinese and the Asian. They come from that. Those people been living the same way of life for more than 50,000 years. You think, I tell them, you think different is deficient? Those people still live by the snakes and animals and they don't go to their houses. They have wisdom, they have medicine. You know, it's not because you see them now we're living in a modern society, you take that those people are less. They're not less, they're just different. You know,
and they have the things that makes them live longer than what we call modern. Unless we start getting people start getting to them and give them stuff is what sickness start happening. You know, but some people have problem with identity. You know, they wanna. Even I talk to some people, they try to say, no, I'm Indian. My parents, they have some black, but I'm Indian. They try to. Some people will tell you, no, we are from the 12th tribe of Israel. Jewish, you know, the Jews. You know, they trying as a educated and
person.
These are black people.
Yes, you can understand that is a scapegoat to try to deny their Africanity. You know, because Africa is synonym to slavery. Africa in the Western side is synonym to sickness,
suffering,
poverty. I told them it's not like that.
Evil.
Yes. And I told them that Africa, what is great about US, there's a lot of in between. In Africa is those extremity. I tell them, in Africa you can know people who are way wealthier than your stars. But you can see people who have problem of eating bread one day.
In America, it's the same. Every country.
Yes, but here the things I have is like you have a lot of middle class. The middle class is what helps them. With my experience I have here, in Africa we don't have a lot of in between.
The large middle class is not there.
Yes, it's just those two extremes. You know,
very wealthy.
Very
somebody
poor.
who doesn't have a land that is like this, and somebody who has the whole country.
Yes, and we have politicians who eat all the money. You know, but it's changing. Our new generation, I see them. They're changing. They're changing Africa. Africa is changing. They're taking back what they own. Even the gold refinery, they're keeping it now in Africa. You know,
and that is what needs to be happening. So, kids. Young Africans who are coming to the United States, remember that your culture is gold. Do not come to the United States and try to feel ashamed of your identity, because that journey away from your identity is a very difficult journey, and you only know the difficulty of that journey when you want to return. And
somebody who doesn't have culture is easy to push off the cliff.
It's like zebra without the line.
Yes. You need to have your culture. Why we so-called succeed in the US? We came here with our culture, and we don't have any complex. We don't. I don't know how to say it again. We don't see somebody who's bigger than us. If you see a lot of Africans who come here, before they come, at least they have Baye. Most Africans who come here are educated. But they can start from the bottom. But after 10 years, you're going to see them rising. Because they have the culture, and they believe in themselves. And respect themselves and respect their culture. But the ones that come here and want to turn themselves Western right away, we have some examples. They end up going back home. You know,
or they end up here.
Yes, yeah.
They end up here in the streets.
Yes.
Or end up here in some shelter and all.
And here is a Western society.
Mhm.
If you don't make it and you slide,
you go below the middle class.
oh, it's tough to get back up.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to get back up. You know. And our goal, my wife and I, is to go back home.
Mhm.
We're waiting for our 6th grader.
Mhm.
When she's in 12th grade.
Mhm.
I think after that, our mission in US will be come visit. But are we planning already what to do in Africa?
Okay.
We have farms, lands,
Mhm.
all of these years. And African, when you come here, make sure you don't eat all the money. Spend, do something for Africa, like not just build a house.
Mhm.
It's good to have a house there, but try to create some jobs by creating farms or stuff like that. Anything that can create job.
A lot of people would say that the system back in Africa doesn't give them the guarantee to build anything there. Is that something you want to talk about?
Yes, I'm having the problem right now.
Mhm.
I have a land that somebody sold it to me in 2003. The same guy who sold it to me in 2003.
Mhm.
We are in 2025.
Yeah.
He came, he said he didn't sell me all of that because that land has value is by the Pink Lake.
Yeah.
You know, you have a Pink Lake in not far from Dakar and a Pink Lake in Australia.
Okay.
2 Pink Lake in the world. You know, and it has value now.
Mhm.
I end up do a power of attorney to one of my nephew to went to court to fight it. Now I need to make a fence quick right now. Before he came, I was talking to them. They're making the fence right now. You know, there is that sad part. As well in Europe or in America, our people think that they can exploit us. Or when I see them thinking that they call us American. We can be American in a paper, but when I talk, even I'm here 4 years, it will never change. I'm not trying to fix my accent to talk like people from here. I talk who I am. This is my way of talking, you know. But it's a sad part. If you don't have strong people there, is why a lot of people who are in US and Europe don't invest in Africa. They take advantage of us, and it's very sad.
It's sad.
And usually it's family. You rather pay somebody else than give it to family. I have the experience. You know, for building this house in Senegal, it took us almost 8 years because they, instead of telling you it's $100, they tell you it's $300. Everything is triple, so that they can, and they don't even use that money to do anything for themselves because the money is not good. It will not stay. The money was like corrupt. It will not stay. And you pay them every month, but they don't want. They want more. You know.
Is it right to say that most Africans come to the United States only to realize that the American dream is to go back to Africa?
The American dream. I said.
You want to go back?
Yes, I want to go back.
You dream to go back?
Yes, you dream to go back.
Why?
After 2 decades, you start hitting 3 decades. It's kind of homesick. You want to go back home. You people you play with when you were little, your cousins, your brothers.
They have changed. Nobody don't remember anything.
Yeah, but the problem is nothing is like home. My boys, my son, the elder, is what he told me. He told me that, you see how you thinking Africa is home to you. But you guys, African, need to know that we were born here is home to us. We have home, but it's not the same.
Africa is visiting for them.
Yes.
This is home.
This is home. He opened my eyes. He said, we will have stuff there. But this is home for them. Because we always talk about, we're going to go back home. All of this stuff. But he tell me that this is home to us. Like, you see, you're planning your retirement to Africa. I will come in Africa maybe twice, 3 times.
I like to be there.
But this is home. Is what he told me.
And that's the truth.
It is the same for us. Home is Africa. But the American dream, I think, is before it was like you work hard to have a house, have a car, you live a good life, you have your medical taken care, kids go to college. It's still happening, but it's getting tougher, even to the American born. African people, when they come here, they see the shot. They know why they come here.
Yeah.
Unless you were too young when you come here.
Yeah.
But those of us who come here adult, we knew what we were here for.
Yeah. You didn't come because of the Usher music,
No.
the R. Kelly music that you see, oh, smoking,
Yes,
this, that,
no.
yo,
You know.
putting the eyeglass like that.
Yes,
cap.
yes.
You came
You
here
came
with
here.
intention.
You came with intention to better your life and to give opportunity to your kids that you might not have when you were in Africa. You know, there is some people who come here for learning, some people who come here for the dollars, the opportunity. Even though you will see some people who didn't make it that far, but what I can tell to people who are just coming to America, work hard and don't do anything illegal. Work hard. Yeah. And don't be trapped with those fancy cars. Do what you can do.
Yeah.
If you can afford it. It was in the beginning, I tell the stories that my other drummers that I used to play with, some of them they left the United States and went to other places. But back then, they were into like, Aldo was big deal. Aldo shoes used to be $300. I say, hey, I have my mom.
Yeah.
My dad passed. My mom is at home. She's getting older.
Yeah.
Before I buy $300 shoes, I send the $200 to my mom to help her out.
I don't need $300 shoe.
Yeah. You know, back then they were telling me, boy, you're having shows, you're making money, man. I say, I don't need all of that.
Yeah.
The day I will be able to afford it, I will have 20 of them.
Yeah.
Don't do what you can do.
Yeah.
Even cars. Get a car that suit your budget. Don't see everybody driving BM, you driving BM.
You want to do BMW, yeah.
Drive something that you can pay every month or something that you can buy right away.
Something that you can buy right away. You don't have to pay every month.
It's those ideas that, because I see some newcomers these past couple years from new kids who come from Africa.
Yeah.
But you see them, you can tell that, wow, they might bump the wall. They adult. What you gonna tell them?
Yeah.
You can tell the wall is not far because there is a way of living here. I don't tell you to bend down and do like, in French they say like Robert.
Yeah.
Like to do like that. But show respect. Respect yourself. If you respect yourself, everybody gonna respect
you.
And make sure you're not following what's going on, the trend. Do your African way. And every time know that no matter what, you have a place to go back. There are a lot of people here, they can go back. And make sure you put yourself like in a situation that you can have opportunities in case you're getting older.
Yeah.
For being here a long time, I understand that once you hit certain age, I think you need to go home.
Yes.
You can come visit the kids. Because I have the experience, some people who are here until they put them in the coffin.
And then they take the coffin back home.
You don't want that. There is a time, you know, that, my part, I do it.
Yeah.
I have kids there. Now they
I'm giving you your life.
Yeah.
You
now,
can take care of yourself.
Go and enjoy all the friends,
Go and live free.
Yes. Yeah.
This is awesome, Brother Baye.
Yes.
Am I pronouncing
Baye?
Baye?
Oh, you say Baye.
Baye.
Yeah, Baye.
Baye.
Yeah, Baye.
Okay.
Yeah, Cameroonians have like us, like you guys have.
Yeah.
You have Ngolo. Yeah, we have Baye.
We have Baye.
Yeah.
You know.
You have Baye. I know Baye.
Yeah, but this is Baye.
Baye.
The M and apostrophe.
B. Yeah.
Then B.
B and apostrophe. But now in America, I don't put it anymore.
You don't put it. Yeah. So that is important. In Minnesota here, a lot of people, when you ask them, they say, oh, Minnesota used to be a very racist state. You came here around those times that people say Minnesota is a racist state. What is your experience in terms of how Minnesota treats immigrants?
Minnesota nice. They have it. They call it Minnesota nice.
Yeah.
But in the Twin Cities, mostly it was more diverse. You know, when I was playing, it was mostly in the
Twin Cities.
In the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis, and we were staying around that area.
Yeah.
But in early 2000, people who were living around this area or stuff were having problem. You know, were having problem, and is why the beginning all of us were in the cities. You know, few people went like further. You know, you know.
What do you think can be done better to better serve African immigrants in Minnesota? Is there anything in your mind that you think could be done?
I think if we start having community together like that, then we can
have a voice.
And if you have a voice, why not try to join political? The newcomers that go to schools and are strong can go to politics, because
sit
politics,
on the table where you can make policy.
You can change stuff. If you're outside, you will not know what's going on.
Why do you say outside and versus inside?
Outsiders are like, oh, I have my house, I have a good job, everything is good.
I don't need to be in the Congress.
Yes. You know, but knows that we're building community. You can tell that it's changing, it's booming. And Minnesota is a good state.
Yeah.
Minnesota, you can make it compared to, I did New York, Indiana, Chicago. I think Minnesota is a very great state.
Okay.
You can raise family here. The education system is good. I'm in the education. The education is very good.
Okay.
And especially if you are set until you want to get a house, try to get a house in good zip code.
Okay.
It's part of it.
All
good
right.
zip code. Your kids have a chance to go to higher education. Yeah, because the good zip code, the rate is 93 or 96%.
Oh, the rate of them succeeding in education.
Yeah,
because of the zip code.
The zip code.
Tell people this.
It's better to go in a, I'm sorry to say it, in a good neighborhood, in a good zip code. And before you buy a house too, you check the rate of the school. They rate here everything.
Yeah, check the rating.
The rating is like, if you see 8 or 7 and up, you know, it's good school. You know, from elementary, middle, and high school.
If there's any one rhythm, one proverb, and one story that you would want everybody in the world watching this to hear, what would that be?
For me, human being is sacred.
Okay.
No matter how you look, human being is what is sacred. Because as a Muslim, we believe in Khalakarabna Bani Adam. Allah glorify human being. He created everything, but he put human being way too high. Then all fellow human beings, we are brothers and sisters. Is what I believe.
Yeah.
You know, the race thing in US, you're gonna see it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all human. Nobody blood.
If you cut the blood,
yeah, nobody have a blue blood.
Yeah.
Or green blood.
Yeah.
We have the same feeling. Everybody, nobody in this world wake up and say, I want to be bad. Nobody, even the worst people who do bad stuff, nobody in life want to wake up and be bad. You know, for me, human being is sacred, and the world need to bring peace. We need to have peace. This war and this greed, the war is just about greed.
Yeah.
You know, the earth God created. I'm a very religious guy.
Yeah.
For me, God created this world for all of us to share it. God created different people for us to meet.
Diversity.
To meet.
But to unite.
Yes, but doesn't mean somebody is
more superior,
or less.
Yeah.
Life is not about how you look or how you. It's about togetherness and what is in your brain and what is in your heart. It's not about the color. It's you bring it to human being.
Yeah.
Is don't judge me for how I look. Judge me with my act and my way of thinking and my feeling. How I interact with people.
Yeah. Wow. So 2 things we must do today.
Yes.
For me, it's a privilege. One, we have to sing that Baye thing.
Baye thing.
So you teach me what I have to say.
Yes.
Or what to sing.
They say,
and then we do together.
La la la
la la la
ilaha illallah
ilaha illallah
la ilaha illallah
la ilaha illallah
ilaha illallah
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha.
La ilaha.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. So do it now with your hands on the ears. So.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Okay. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Surah la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Surah la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha. La ilaha. La ilaha. La ilaha. Ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Jërëjëf.
Wow. Thank you so much. The last one is the drum.
The drum.
One, you say it's from Ghana.
Yeah, from Ghana.
Okay. And that one is the hina.
Is a hin. Yes. Hin is, and this one particular is called Zanjaj.
Okay.
Zanjaj. Yeah.
Okay. Can we play 2?
Yes, you can play 2. You can play 2.
So let me hold. And this one.
That one is higher. This one's going to be your bass, your right.
So this is my bass.
Yeah.
I like my bass to be on my right.
If you're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your bass can be your right. And this is djembe. You always tilt it.
You tilt it a bit.
Yeah, because it has a
hole.
A hole, yeah.
And this one also?
Yes, this one
we
also.
have to tilt it also.
To have the bass, if you can.
So, let's see. Normally, I would have a rope.
Yeah, sometimes you see me.
Yeah.
This is for when I have shows, or sometimes I teach a lot of people sometimes.
Yeah.
When I teach a lot of people, this is the backpack.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And you hold it.
Yeah. There you go.
And after you tie it until it's fine.
Yeah.
You keep it like this.
There you go.
It's for that.
Yeah. So I'll put this here like this for now.
Yes.
And then I'll tilt this that I'll use.
Yeah.
Okay. Lead me.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so
thank
much.
you, thank
This
you.
has been a wonderful
Yeah, it
one.
was awesome. It was
And,
awesome.
thank you for inviting me
Thank
to your
you.
place.
Thank you.